Come on, man. Wanna do some push-ups, man? I'm gonna knock me out. Mama said knock me out. You're gonna knock me out. Trump's gonna knock me out.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. So Joe Biden is a dirty old racist from the Deep South. Delaware was a slave state. Did you know that? And Joe Biden, of course, grew up in a very different time. Joe Biden's favorite story is about Corn Pop, a young black boy who he criticized for having too much pomade in his hair when he was a lifeguard, and then he challenged Corn Pop to a fight with a rusty razor blade and a chain after calling him an ethnic slur. That's a real story. Joe Biden literally told that story to a crowd at the same pool. He was proud of it. So Joe Biden has a long history of being a real scumbag, and Joe Biden's real colors shine through. Dementia will do that to you. It sort of makes you lucid, right? When he was talking about LL Cool J, rapper LL Cool J, can't remember the last time LL Cool J had any cool tracks or hits. When was the last time he was like on the chart or released any banger? I don't know. But for some reason he's relevant, and he was at a awards dinner, and Joe Biden called him boy, and then fucked up his name. Watch this.
Great artist of our time, representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's spent. And MC Light, both of you, thank you. Because they both have the light off on the mic, you know you're all here to listen to the new edition. Mike Bivens, 40 years producing music that lifts our souls.
Oh my God, LL Cool J, by the way, that boy's got biceps bigger than my thighs. It's such a creepy it's such a weird old, like, a racist thing to do, to be like, hey, a black boy, just quoting Joe Biden here, right? Not a quote from me. You have quite the thighs there. You have quite the strength there. You're pretty strapping. Joe Biden's straight out of Django Unchained. Truly unbelievable. There was an absolutely remarkable panel on Fox of black voters responding to this clip, and it doesn't disappoint. Check this out.
Everybody, thanks for getting up early with us this morning. Darnisha, I want to go to you first. You said you were not shocked by these numbers in this poll. Why was that?
I'm not shocked because there are so many unanswered promises, and there's so many missed opportunities to actually do the right thing. So I don't have much faith, and I wasn't very shocked of the numbers of the poll, personally.
And then, Chris, you kind of said the same thing as far as there was no shock to this. You are actually, you're a father of three. You own your own business. You voted for Biden in 2020, but you switched parties in 2022. What was the leading factor and really the driving force behind you switching parties after voting for him?
Yeah, correct. I'm just like not, honestly surprised about how Biden is. I feel like a lot of people, they're starting to see Biden for who he truly is. He's just a lying crook who has, empty promises. He's told people what they wanted to hear in order to, get their votes. He doesn't and he didn't put, the American people first. And, in my opinion, I just feel like he's just not mentally stable. He shouldn't be running the country. A lot of Americans, they're living paycheck to paycheck underneath his administration, where the same Americans were thriving underneath Trump administration.
Yeah, America is almost unrecognizable when you're having trouble putting food on the table or choosing to do that or put gas in your car to get to work. Jason, the next question goes to you. You said these early poll numbers don't faze you that much, but age is a concern for you. Is that the age of President Biden? Is that the age of all candidates? What are you looking for?
Currently, that is the age of both of the current top candidates. Right now, as you see with Biden's latest blunder with the boy statement, that just shows age appropriation. That shows being able to be aware of the times that we're currently in. So my biggest concern for both candidates is not only the age, but how they're going to be able to handle the current personal issues that they're having, along with their family issues.
Yeah, really quickly before I move on, 62% of voters don't approve of how Biden is handling immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border, and then 30% approve of the economy, 64% disapprove. So his numbers, they're really in the tank right now. But I do want to get to this topic. I'm going to ask Darnisha and Chris to respond to this, since, Jason, you already kind of hit on that. But President Biden, he is getting a lot of heat after this awkward moment with rapper LL Cool J. Listen.
Two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America, LL Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs.
Darnisha, really quickly, was this offensive to you?
Absolutely. I mean, it's 2023. It's very unacceptable to speak and use that language. I'm referring to my community. He should know better by now. So I was really upset about that. And
then, Chris, what did you make of those comments?
Yeah, I just feel like this is just like another example of, how Biden truly feels about the black community. This is the first time he referred to a black man as a boy. It's most likely not going to be the last one. And it kind of goes back to the whole, if you don't vote for me, you're black. He has this you're not black, excuse me. He has this slave master mentality. I feel like he doesn't really care what he says because he knows the majority of black people are still going to vote for him. I mean, even I was foolish enough to do so back then, but thank God I learned from that awful mistake.
Yeah, I believe what you told our producers was you learned your lesson. Darnisha, Chris, and Jason.
Okay, so this slavery mindset is what one of those panelists said, and they would be right. Hey, boy, you got some real strong arms and fit, high thighs and hips there. I say, boy, Foghorn Leghorn. Fox News has been bringing some of these just regular Americans on, and again, these clips have not disappointed. Black voter stuns Fox into silence after slamming final nail in Biden coffin, endorsing Trump. If we were to go to war and prime age to be drafted, I don't want to be checking his watch while they're burying me. Holy smokes. This thing went thermonuclear on X. Check it out.
What do you think about this, the indictment? Where does this go?
Well, I'm not honestly exactly sure what to think of it yet. I think that they have found something that they can charge him with that is insulated from his father, and hopefully maybe get it taken care of early enough that they can say, see, we're done with Hunter. Let's not use that as a political situation during the election time.
Jamil, how about you?
I think considering this investigation took 5 years and these are the charges they brought, and after this sweetheart plea deal collapsed in court, I honestly think they're going to wait a couple of months until a trial against Trump happens, and they're going to try another plea deal in another district. I think we can see, since Republicans have taken control of the House, we've seen so much evidence that these charges have been stymied and the investigation has been covered up mostly. So I think this is just them playing face. This is Biden needs some kind of win, that he has a secure Department of Justice. And this honestly is just a sham.
I know that you're a Democrat. You're more conservative Democrat, right?
Yes.
Who do you like in this election?
I think I'm mostly geared towards Donald Trump.
Really?
I think I have seen the pullout of Afghanistan from Joe Biden, and then I watched him check his watch during the funeral of the servicemen. And I think if we were to go to a war, I'm prime age to be drafted, and I don't want him to check his watch while they're burying me. I don't believe that he's a competent commander-in-chief, and then he'd probably blame my death on climate change in the same way he blamed the pullout in Afghanistan on Donald Trump. I've seen no.
But it's not just Fox News. The Wall Street Journal sat down with Obama voters and asked them about their support for Donald Trump, if they have any. One black man said, "It seems like our government has lost touch with the people. We need a bull in the china shop." Pun intended, I'm sure. Check this out.
I want to go to Howard and just talk about, you put your hand up kind of slow for Joe Biden. Are you completely sold on him, or are you weighing other people?
I'm a registered Democrat, and Joe Biden would be my choice. But that doesn't mean that's who I'm going to vote for president in the election. And
so can you kind of walk us through, if it's Joe Biden versus Donald Trump in the general election, what your decision-making process would be?
As it stands now, Trump looks attractive. I've made it clear I don't like Trump, but I'm looking for what's best for the country. When it comes to trade, for a minute there, trade was looking pretty dim. But now it's starting to look a little brighter because he put demands down. And I consider that to be one of the things that I appreciate him for.
And finally, CNN had to cut the cable as they spoke with black Americans about how Joe Biden is doing. All polls show that Joe Biden is collapsing in his support of black Americans. That's not a good thing for the regime, because you need 90% black vote in order to get a Democrat dragged across the finish line. If that number dwindles down to like 80 or 70%, you're talking landslide nationally, okay? That's how valuable and important the inner cities are, and this specific voting block is to the Democrat Party. Democrats have by and large lost white voters. So CNN, again, weeping as they spoke during this clip.
Last 2 years, Ben.
Woo! The last 2 years have been really tough.
The pandemic and inflation have hit Americans hard, increasing long-standing disparities in some communities. And African Americans want the president's attention.
As a middle-class black woman, I don't see the push for the black economic community really exploding. I think the message is being delivered, but I don't think the message is being captured in the way that we want it to be captured.
You know, I kind of hate this whole separating everyone by color thing. I'm not trying to get preachy here at the end of the video, but it gets on my nerves, because it is really an old way, it's an old way of looking at things, and it is meant to divide us. And I remember an America, I'm 37 years old, I remember an America that was far less racially divided before there was this massive psyop to go make the country hate itself and to break the country from the inside over racialized lines. There used to be a driving force to have us all say, hey, we're all Americans. We all love this place. And it doesn't really matter where you come from, what you look like, or who you are. And that makes a good, strong country. The breaking out of people into factions and into different subsects and groups and victimhood and vandalization, that kind of stuff, it's how you destroy the Roman Empire. That's exactly what happened with the Roman Empire, the Visigoths. The Roman Empire had open borders, and they welcomed all these different groups in that were not Roman, and they began attacking each other and breaking the empire up piece by piece. And I think that's the plan here. And so we should stop obsessing over these kind of things, and maybe look at what matters to all of us, right? Like the price of eggs, milk, gasoline, and whether our country is secure and safe, kind of things that a president's supposed to do. And on that front, man, people, doesn't matter what color you are, everyone's linking arms against Joe Biden. And the polling shows it. We don't like communism here. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to end communism. See ya.